Hey guys, welcome to a special series of the No Dishes podcast. We're here at the PrimeTime Expo at Switchyard Park, presented by the Bloomington Chamber of Commerce. We're about to sit down with 6 local restaurants, all slinging samples here, and find out about the people behind the grub.
Hey, say, honey, let's go out to eat. Relieve our culinary duties. With all these restaurants to sweep us off our feet, they're bound to turn us into foodies. Oh, no dishes, no dishes, no dishes. We'll have a bottle of wine for lights and have a good time. No dishes, no dishes.
All right, we're here with Dustin Bowman, the executive chef and new GM of Bello, part of the WOW group. Dustin, thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we're the PrimeTime Expo, part of the Chamber of Commerce here at Switchyard Park. We're going to be sitting down with quite a few people, but Dustin and I kind of go way back. Let's talk about, you were at Lenny's for a super long time. That's where a lot of people know you for. How long were you there for?
I was at Lenny's for about 18 years of my life.
Okay, all right. So yeah, 18 years at Lenny's, man, quite a bit of time. So you moved when it transitioned from 10th Street over to Kirkwood, right?
I moved that whole store, actually.
Yeah, you're like, I had the stove on my back.
It was a lot of work. Imagine moving your home except 100 times.
Oh man, I was like, yeah, that's quite the undertaking.
It was brutal.
Yeah, well, you guys always carried the chocolate mousse ice cream, which we really enjoyed. They still do to this day, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
You got our foot in there, and we're still rolling with it. So yeah, how long have you been at Bello now?
I started at Bello last May, so almost a year right now.
Sweet, and then so you came on as the executive chef, is that right?
Actually, no. I came
really?
on
Okay.
as the kitchen manager to help the executive chef that was on organize.
And then they're just like, well, they saw the talent.
Well, once I started organizing, the executive chef that was there did not like that, and then he left.
Ew, yeah, well, all right. I mean, it kind of worked out.
Yeah, I know.
I've been in and done the brunch, the tiramisu French toast, which is phenomenal. What are some of the other things you guys have on the brunch, and then maybe the dinner menu as well?
We have eggs benedetto, which is Italian take on a eggs benedict, but it's prosciutto instead of Canadian bacon. It's pesto Hollandaise sauce.
I've had
and it's
that,
on
yes.
focaccia bread. So.
As you're saying this, I was like, I think I ate that too. I
Yeah,
think I did
you
that
did.
and the tiramisu French toast. It's so hard to remember.
You were on a mission.
Yeah, well, normally I actually just did that at Scenic View too. I did their crab cakes, eggs benny, and like chocolate chip pancakes. I feel like breakfast, brunch, you got to go like one sweet, one savory.
One savory for sure.
Well, and I wanted to sample the most of what I could, of your guys' new offerings. What are some of your the dinner things that stand out that you're the most proud of?
The dinner things that we have going that I like, that people seem to enjoy the most, or what we have on back there, is the butternut squash raviolis, which is it's pretty baseline stuff, but it's a butternut squash cream sauce. It's a little spicy, it's a little savory. It's got some balsamic glaze over the top with raviolis filled with butternut squash puree. People love it.
Yeah, that's
and then as far as our dinners, I mean, everybody's loving most of it. It's all base, easy, accessible Italian food for people. We're getting ready to add things to the menu just because it's spring, but it seems like all the things that people generally like are what we would all order if we went out. So chicken parm, eggplant parm. You got your chicken liguoria, which people enjoy that. I don't know. It's all good. The menu's small enough that you don't have to think you're reading a Bible or a book to get through it.
Yeah, that's always good. Well, you guys, so for those that don't know, I feel like most do. You're where Grazie was, and you guys are doing everything from scratch.
Right.
Yeah, it's the real deal. So anybody that might think it's a carryover from past places, not to rack on any past places, it's far from it.
No, and it's all being made in-house. We even started, we're bringing the desserts back around. We're making our own cheesecakes now. We're making our own tiramisu. The gelato we get from Hartzell, so it's local. Not that I don't want to make gelato.
Yeah, that's we've never made a gelato at the Moose, but Hartzell's everything I've ever had for their money.
It's
right?
good, and he's a nice guy.
No, he's so nice.
He's so nice.
I did a review about this Filipino spaghetti Johnny's Grub to go, like on your way out there.
Yeah.
You're a Broward County guy.
Yeah.
I'm over here trying to explain Johnny's Grub to go to you.
Yeah.
And he called Justin, our owner, and like they were on speaker talking. He's like, hey, that guy you got working for you, I need to make him real Filipino spaghetti. Like he needs to have my Filipino spaghetti. So we haven't lined up that dinner yet, but he's such a nice guy. I mean, we're competitors, and he's inviting me over to his house for dinner. And I feel like that really speaks to Bloomington and just local restaurants all just collaborating, even if they're in the same space as you. I'm sure you guys and you probably have friends that work at Osteria, So I want to go to the cheesecakes because that's my favorite dessert. Are you doing just plain cheesecake or are we doing flavors too?
Well, we started out with lemon. This last two times we just made them plain, a little bit of sour cream, but then we're just going to start branching out. I had to get everybody on board with actually how to make it before we could get too crazy with it. But it's not as difficult as one would think. It's just a matter of having people in the know of what goes into it.
Yeah, knowing that it's going to be a good, consistent product, even if you're not the one necessarily there.
Exactly.
Yeah, like knowing what to delegate and how to delegate, I feel like goes a long way. So we mentioned that you recently were promoted to not only executive chef, but now the GM. What's that transition kind of been like?
It's actually not been that bad. I think the front of the house was a little surprised that I actually knew how to do all that stuff.
Well, that's good, man.
Well,
it makes it easy for them to listen to you.
Exactly. And it's once you work in restaurants long enough, either if you're in the front or the back, but for me personally, just being in it so long and having to worry about how everything was coming and how the turns were going and where people were getting hit, all the stuff. So for me to go up front, now I'm controlling it how I would like it to go from the back.
Okay, hey, that's good though. That's synergy.
It's much smoother, and then it just gives me the opportunity to see customers face to face more than just when I pop out. It creates more of a relationship with the people that are coming into the restaurant, and it feels good to me. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, that's awesome. When I feel like too, it's going to make them appreciate when they get to talk to you and spend time getting to know you. They're going to appreciate the work and the thought and effort that goes into those dishes. You're not just some mysterious figure in the back. Like, oh, that's Dustin. I know he cares. I know he knows his stuff and that, like, this is all put together with a purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that, too. I love just that thought of, like, I'm a back-of-house guy, and I finally have this opportunity to have the front-of-house do things how I want. I feel like that's every chef's dream.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So I'm like, of course I'll do this. This sounds amazing.
Yeah, where do I sign? Man, that's cool. Yeah, it's so nice having a really good scratch Italian place on the square. That's one of those, Osteria I mentioned, D'Angelo's. There's a handful, but like there's plenty to go around. You guys are all doing things a little different, all different vibes. It's all just good stuff. Right.
And then we're all in different little areas too, so you have your options to go wherever it is you want to go. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's I hate to admit how much convenience goes into my food decision making sometimes.
You and me both.
Yeah, but it's like, it's all about location. So awesome, man. Well, I'm glad things are going well for you guys there. I know you've worked at other places other than Lenny's and Bello, though. What are some of your previous past restaurant experiences?
Well, Lenny's pretty much took up most of my life. Like I said, that was that was a very long stretch. I did work at Upland off and on, just part-time and then full-time for a little bit, but I've hung out over there just to see how it was. I worked at Hard Truth Hills for a year as their head guy out there. That was a whole other thing. That was like, hold on to your shorts because there's going to be a lot happening today. But that's why this too is like a step back from that. Bello is much chiller. We get good business, we get a good flow, but it's never this overwhelming thing where you're ready to just run away.
Yeah, the whole set's like, oh God, we're gonna die.
Like this is it, I'm out of here. It's very chill. But that's what I'm saying. Like, since I spent so much time at Lenny's, I don't have this huge thing that it goes down because I put my life into that place.
Yeah, no, that's true. Are they still running into the things that you kind of came up with or that are your babies?
I think that they're probably using some of those systems. I honestly don't know. I haven't gone in there in so long. It's like I went in there for my birthday because I do enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
My days off are Monday and Tuesday, and they're always closed on Tuesday.
Oh, man, that's tough. Yeah, I've had it before, hit up for ice cream, and it's too. I was like, yeah, we're running over. They're like, we're not there. I'm like, oh, never mind. See you tomorrow. We'll be over. Oh man, well that's yeah. You've been around. You've put in the work. Are there? I want to come back to K Bello a little bit because we're here to highlight K Bello and
Yeah,
what you
for
guys
sure.
offer. What are some? I mean, you guys got to be doing. Are you doing like minestrone? What are you
Oh, we
doing
have
some, like-
rotating soups now. So when I got there, it was just tomato bisque, and that was it. And that confused
Really?
me. I was like, why
Yeah.
is this just tomato bisque? Well, I guess whomever was there at the time could not make soup, so they only made tomato bisque. Is what I was told. Is what I was
Okay,
told.
hey, know your strengths. I guess.
Allegedly.
You know?
So then I had made soups for years, so I was like, well, can we just switch it up? Does it have to be this?
Yeah. What if someone comes
So
in
now
on
we
their
got
running?
minestrone. We run a decent Italian wedding soup. They got roasted red pepper bisque, the tomato bisque, shrimp bisque. You know,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
like a lot of different things. I ran an like an Italian beef stew, just because you can. Why not?
Yeah,
It's not hard.
It's an Italian place and it's beef stew.
Right.
I mean, if that's not the most just like comfort food, is some beef stew. I
Exactly.
don't know what is.
And that's what, like, moving forward, especially we're leading up to graduation, so I've kind of been stalling on changing anything. But after that, it's like throw some extra stuff on the menu, throw a few extra things, and then start running dinner specials through the weekends and get people in the door. It's like just get people in for that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a huge specials guy. You know what I mean? That's if I just get on there and I'm like, I don't know what I'm getting, and I'm on social media, I see a special, I'm like, boom.
Right.
'Cause
There you go.
I'm eating out all the time, so it's like I know I can always go get the other stuff. But it's like, oh, I can only have this today. Like it's a no-brainer. It makes up my mind for me.
And see, we've gotten to this point too now where basically it was like a recovery process. Because I took over as executive chef mid-September. And the other guy just walked out. So it was kind of like, there you go. And then it was getting all the staff trained to make the food right every time, consistently, over and over and over. And then I didn't want to throw new stuff at them and be like, okay, now do this. Because now they have everything down. Now we can start to add. Now we can start to build a better menu and to build the specials and do that from there because now everybody knows how to do their jobs.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you need that foundation. It's hard to do new fun things if you're struggling to do just the basics.
Just the things, right?
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you guys are at that point.
Right.
Because it's not easy.
No.
You know, even though it's technically the easy stuff, the basic stuff, that it's so important.
Well, a lot of us walk into restaurants, right, that are already set up. It's all set up. You don't even really know. You don't have to do a whole lot of anything because it's just there. Like, here's what we're doing. And this was a whole other thing. I walked into it, and it was not just ready to go.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's got to be a little frustrating, but also, again, a great opportunity for you to really kind of start things from scratch how you want.
Right, exactly. And then you build the systems and how everything gets done. And then it always gets done that way.
Right.
And you don't have to work off someone else or adjust a whole staff who does something a different way.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. It's you don't need to retrain people because that's half the battle is them getting them back to zero and then going from there. One of the things that I love about K Bello is the ambiance, the environment. Can you talk a little bit about what people can expect when they walk in?
Well, it's a very, very, very nice restaurant now. They did a full remodel. They put in a lot of mid-century modern booths with like that olive green that I really like. It's like half my house. Some excellent chandeliers. There's a cellar room all the way in the back that we use for private parties, which is why I have to roll back there tonight. That's completely private. It's really nice. It's just like what you would imagine as a wine cellar room with wine barrel tables and wine that we actually use being stored back there. And then we have a whole upstairs that's on the other side of the restaurant. It's a mezzanine that overlooks most of that side, and the dining room that's really nice to sit up. It's amazing. Like, I sit up there and do my paperwork.
Oh, yeah. I thought I had a nice office. That's doesn't sound too shabby.
Well, then the front of the restaurant's all windows, so you can just see outside the whole time. And we just put all the patio furniture back out, so the whole front area has got like 10 tables that people sit at. And we could open all those doors and make the restaurant open air. It's very nice. And the bar itself is fantastic. It's a nice bar. It's not too super tiny. It's big enough to accommodate probably 15 people, but it's still got that I don't know, personal feeling to it.
Yeah, I mean, my dining experiences at K Bello has been at the bar top.
Right.
And it's, you know what I mean? It's just enjoyable. Every time I've met like some interesting character, that's one of the reasons I love to sit at the bar, but that's a great bar to just like, you keep to yourself if you want, or have conversations with others.
Right.
While you have good food, while you have good drink.
Exactly. It's just nice all the way around. I enjoy the feel of K Bello.
So before we let you go, one dish. Someone comes in, they get one dish to be like, This is what Bello does. This is what Dustin Bowman does.
I mean, the one dish that I enjoy mostly for myself would be the penne vodka with shrimp, but that's just me.
Okay, but hey, I want what the chef wants.
Penne alla vodka with the shrimp. It's kind of spicy, but it's not over the top. You get some fresh grated parm on there, basil, parsley. It's just good. It's just good.
Hell yeah, man. Well, it's so good seeing you. Go check out Bello if you haven't been there. North side of the square. Dustin Bowman, GM and chef. And we'll be back with some other folks here at the PrimeTime Expo, part of the Bloomington Chamber of Commerce. Hell yeah, man. Thanks for joining us in the latest episode of the No Dishes podcast. Do you like what you heard? Be sure to write a review, rate us, subscribe, like, whatever it is that you do to show your support. We really appreciate it. Until next time, be sure to keep those hands dry. This episode of the No Dishes podcast was recorded, edited, and produced by Garrett Portinga of Green Hat Media in beautiful downtown Bloomington, Indiana.
No dishes.
No Dishes Media.
No Dishes Media.